So, I haven't made a video in a while. Um, there's a few reasons why. My sleep pattern has been shit. Uh, like, just, on Friday, which was the 24th, I woke up at 12, like, midnight, and I stayed up for 28 hours until Saturday morning at 4, and I'm doing really nothing. I went out to eat, that was about it. The rest of the day I just sat at home, didn't do anything. I read about the Carolina Mudcats, and I've got I'm going to print out a job application, go to the job fair that they're doing this coming weekend on March 3rd, Saturday, I think. That should be the 3rd. I don't have a calendar in front of me. No, I could look at the bottom of the computer and see, but I don't really care. So I've got that, and I hope to God I get a job, because and I texted some of my contacts and said, can I put you down as a reference? Because I always do that when I'm doing like a thing that I think somebody might call for. And they were like, sure, go ahead, you've done it before. I was like, yeah, and obviously I haven't got a job, so I'm just gonna ask again. And one of them was like, why haven't and I was like, I can't get a job because I don't have work experience, because I spent most of my juvenile years being stupid, or I'm charged with a misdemeanor, breaking and entering, that I got charged with at 17. Is and in the great state of North Carolina, you get charged at 17 with misdemeanor, felony, whatever, other than traffic. You're charged as an adult, and it stays on your record. So I've got a misdemeanor, breaking and entering, and a like $50 damage to property. And I did 18 months of probation, and I was sentenced to 18 months of probation. I didn't do them all, I got off, but the fact that when they say on a job interview or a job application, it says, have you ever been convicted of a crime? And if it says felony, of course I can say no, because I haven't. But when it says crime, it's like, yeah, and so that's the only thing I think may not let me get a job at a baseball organization. And even I don't see how misdemeanor breaking and entering can disqualify me to be a groundskeeper at a baseball organization. But I'm not gonna but I understand that they're family friendly, and if they don't want a convict working for them, I'm an ex-con, so and I have a record, I understand that. But in all seriousness, I haven't made a video because, like I said, my sleep pattern's been out of whack. I've been trying to save a lot of files from my computer to my flash drive, and vice versa, and like Facebook pictures to my computer to my so I've been doing a lot of dumb shit. Well, today it's February 27th, Monday. I live on the East Coast, and I woke up at like 8. I set my alarm for like 10, and I woke up at like 8, and then I set my alarm for 9, or I'd set it for 11, then I set it back to 10, and it went off at 10. I got up, I kept waking up like every little bit, but I wouldn't get out of bed. I didn't actually get out of bed until close to a little bit after 3. And then I went to check a music chart, USA Today, that it's put in the papers on Tuesday, but really half the times it's updated midway, half of the way through Monday it's updated, and then it's just reprinted in the paper the next day. And actually it's done through another site, so I don't even get the USA Today. I used to, but I don't anymore since everything's online. Why am I gonna go, why am I gonna waste $1 on the paper if I'm only really gonna read the life section and the sports section? That's not worth $1 to me when there's websites that tell me the same stuff for free. So anyway, when I go there, the first thing I see is like something about 4 injured, 1 dead in school shooting in Ohio. So I click into it because I'm like, what's going on? And turns out it's, you know, it's the typical school shooting story. And I hate to say it like that because that just, there should not be, those words shouldn't sound so whatever, the typical school shooting thing. You know, your kid gets bullied, he has enough of it, one day brings a gun to school, shoots the people that apparently bullied him, made his life hell, and bam, they're dead. Usually the shooter kills himself. In today's case, he didn't. You know, so what I read is that apparently a kid went into a school. It was called Chardon High School, and I guess it's Chardon, Ohio. I'm not actually sure where. I know it's 30 minutes from Cleveland. So you know, the little poetic person in me made a status about it on Facebook, and you know, that went you know, because it's not like I was, you know, I wasn't like trying to like cash off of, you know, waking up and reading about some kid killing a fellow classmate. But I wanted to be vocal about it, you know, and since I know how to make words rhyme and I know how to make my thoughts make sense in rhymes, I usually write about stuff that touches me or that's affected me. And I can't say that like I was personally affected by this, but I remember back in 8th grade, I remember my school got locked down because I was in middle school, right? But I wasn't at Stanford Middle School in Hillsborough, Orange County. I was at the alternative school. But we were on set. They were still building the new school for us, so we were actually renting out part of a church and calling it our school for the first semester. And that was a mile from Orange High. Orange High had a kid that apparently the kid went to my church. I don't remember him, but by that point, I don't think I was going to church much anymore. He went and shot up Orange High School. Luckily, nobody was killed. The only person that had been killed that day was the shooter had killed his dad because he said his dad abused him, and then he went and shot up Orange High School where his sister was. He shot like a window or something, and the worst that happened was like I think maybe one person got grazed by a bullet. I know he shot some glass and some glass cut someone. I know that, but my school was put on lockdown. I think actually the whole school, every school was put on alert, but the ones that were, you know, obviously Orange High was put on lockdown, and Stanford was put on lockdown because the middle school and the high school are right next to each other. And mine, which was like about 2 miles down the road, our school resource officer left. Like, he was one of the first people to respond. He left, and then because we were outside playing football, and then a bunch of news crews were going by because 70 is the main road right there. You know, I guess it's like State Highway 70 or whatever. That connects a bunch of people that got off on Greensboro, like the Greensboro news stations, and they were all driving down there, and that's when I realized something was up. I was kind of like, I didn't hear any sirens, but it was kind of like, what the fuck? And, you know, then we were told to go inside, and we went inside. So, you know, I can't, and I've never been at a school, and, you know, I only went to high school, like real high school, for like my freshman and senior year, and neither year was there ever anything like, never were we locked down for anything. I mean, we were locked down, but it was because like a computer went missing, and they were searching, you know, like somebody tried to steal a laptop, so they locked the school down to search a laptop, or they brought a drug dog in, and it was sniffing lockers. So I was never in a hard lockdown as a kid, but that doesn't mean that, you know, there's like this song lyric that by Brad Paisley. He says, a man don't have to die to go to hell. I don't have to be sitting in a school and some kid bring a gun in and start unloading it to know or to feel like like how my heart has to sink, for those people. I don't have to be there to know how they feel. I bet it sucks, and I'm guessing that's a pretty good bet. But so my status was, I woke up today and I was feeling okay. Then I read about Chardon High and I thought, no way, because life can suck, especially when you're young. But it doesn't get better just because you can unload a gun. You can spray a cafeteria and drop classmates like trash. Sadly, all you've done is really continued the path of life sucking and not being fair. And in the end, that gun, it didn't get you anywhere. That was my status. And, I've kept my Facebook down to, like, only people I know. So I only have, like, 15 friends, and I'd say, like, 7 or 8 of them are not family. Like, half of them's family. So, the family doesn't get on much. But, I tagged one of my friends in there and said, hey, repost this, because you've got, like, thousands of friends. You're like one of those people on Facebook that, you've got a lot of friends. So, people, this is one of those things that, there are those statuses on Facebook that say, blah, 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 repost this if you're against something and something. I bet 99% of people will read this and not repost. I'm not trying to start one of those things. I was just trying to be poetic and get my thing out, because, I did. I woke up and I was feeling, I finally got out of bed at 3 and I was feeling like, hey, I got up, I was like, yeah, today feels like a good day. And I looked outside and I was like, damn, it was raining. Because, I was like, maybe that's why I stayed in bed so long, because it was raining and the rain kept me, calm, and it was like serenity. It was it was peaceful, serene. And then right when I get on the computer and I go to look at a music chart, bam, 1 kid's dead and 4 more have been shot at a high school miles away from me. And it's like, damn. It made me go from feeling all yay to damn. And so then I watched the news, my local news, which comes on at 4, because I guess ABC doesn't have a soap opera on at 4, at least not locally around here. And of course they were like, breaking news: a school in Ohio faces has a shooting or something. And of course, when they cut the local news on, it's when it actually came on at 4, it was like the first 5 minutes were devoted to the weather, and it was like, because it's raining here, and it's like, I don't really watch local news. I don't really watch news anymore. I'm not really up to date on what's going on in the world. I can't keep up on sports stuff, and I know that it looks like it's going to be Obama running for president, or running for re-election against probably Romney. I didn't even know Rick Perry was out until the other day, because I don't care, and that makes me sound whatever, but really, I turn the news on, and it's like, I don't need to watch it. I knew what, so, and another reason, like, school shootings gets to me is because I was at the alternative school, so it was either 7th or 8th grade. No, it was 8th grade. Back in 8th grade, for the first semester, I was at the alternative school. For the second semester, I went back to regular school. So for the first semester, I remember I had to do some project or something. We had to write our local representative, which mine is David Price, about a current issue. Well, Orange High had just been shot, just had a shooting, and so I decided to write, hey, guns in schools and school shootings and stuff. And I probably have that letter somewhere upstairs, but and maybe I'll make another video with it when another school shooting happens and it gets me all pissed off and upset and all that mixture of emotions inside. Well, I wrote David Price. I don't have the copy of my letter that I wrote him, but I wrote him, and I was just like, what does Congress think about it? What is their stance on it? And I got a letter back from him, which is kind of like, what the hell? Either him or one of his secretaries, you know. Well, it's kind of like, what the hell? Because you never, you know, I've wrote politicians before. I've wrote, back in 2004, I wrote all of North Carolina's Council of State. And, you know, I mean, I think the insurance commissioner, Jim Long, who has now passed away, I think he liked me, and I know the commissioner of labor, Sherry Berry, told me to write her again in 2008 when she was running for re-election, because my letter made her feel good. And you know, I didn't, because I had stuff going on in 2008, but I might write her again this year, and maybe I'll even send her the link to this. So I wrote, you know, I've wrote politicians before, and I've wrote Congress before, you know, but that was because I collected campaign signs, and I wanted a campaign sign or a bumper sticker or something. But I've never done a project like this where I had to write a representative about an issue. So to get a response on it was kind of like, I didn't even know if I cared about it. But the funny thing is, the day I got the response, the day like I opened the mail, or you know, my mom brought the mail and said, "Oh, you got a letter from David Price or something." I don't remember the date, but I know it was the same day as the Virginia Tech shooting. And then when I read the letter, and he said, "Well, Congress can't. There's nothing Congress can really do about violence in schools." It was kind of like what? Like, I mean, you know. I don't know. So I always think, you know, I always hear about, you know, school shootings, and it just, you know, like I sent my brother a text about it, and I was like, yeah, there was a school shooting today. And I guess he was asleep, because when he texted me back, he was like, what? I was like, yeah, apparently there was a school shooting in Ohio. And he's like, what about it? Or and? Question mark. And I was like, I don't know, it's stupid. He was like, what? I was like, kids killing kids. You know, I don't get it. Like, I understand that kids get bullied, because I've been on both sides. I've been a bully and I've been bullied. I understand that kids get bullied, and I understand getting bullied sucks. And, you know, luckily for me, nobody ever pulled a gun on me, and luckily I wasn't so bullied that I thought a gun would have helped me, you know? But, you know, I wanted to major in psychology, but I don't know, because I understand these kids thinking a gun is going to help them, but I just, you know, they think it's going to help them, but most of them end up killing themselves after they, you know, like if you think about Columbine or Virginia Tech, they killed, like the guy in Virginia Tech killed like 32 people and then himself, or 31 and then himself, I don't remember the number. In Columbine they killed like 10 and then themselves, which made 12 or something like that. If they really thought a gun was going to help them, I mean, unless they wanted, I don't know. You know, it's one of those things that you can't get in their head, you can't think for them, but I understand that they, you know, they thought enough was enough, and they thought they knew how to deal with it, and they thought that, I guess maybe they were hurting, so somebody else needed to hurt. I don't know. I mean, I just know that every time I read about a school shooting, or I hear about one, you know, some kid killed a kid in a school shooting, a community, a tight-knit community is now shocked, you know, or I hear somebody say, if you haven't hugged your kids, you should go do it. It just makes me think, it's like, damn, why is it even like that, you know? But I don't know, I'm not there, you know, I'm not physically in Chardon, Ohio. I don't know, I can't say I'm mentally there, because I don't know what any of them, I mean, I'm sure they're all asking the same questions I am, like, why? But, you know, I don't know, you thought after Columbine something would have been done. Nothing was, because 8 years later Virginia Tech happened. You thought after Virginia Tech something would have been done, but it seems like every year you hear about at least one or two school shootings. I mean, I know there was one recently in Fayetteville, which is near where I live. Nobody died, so it wasn't such a big issue. I mean, how many kids got to get a bullet put in their body before it becomes a big issue? I don't know. I woke up feeling good.